Hi, we're going to read Psalm 55 together. This is probably one of the famous psalms that most people remember. It's also another maskil of David. Maskil, remember, is this kind of a liturgical form or kind of a musical form. Give ear to my prayer, O God, and hide not yourself from my plea for mercy. Attend to me and answer me. I am restless in my complaint and I mourn. Pause here a little bit. It is a kind of a heartfelt expression because sometimes we're in a trouble, we we were down, and we don't feel good at all, and we really sometimes fear mixed with doubt and guilt and shame and all of that. We can remember the first line: "Give ear to my prayer, O God." And hide not yourself from my plea for mercy. Lord, be merciful to us. Attend to me, Lord. Attend to me. People running away from me. People are afraid of me. Or I'm on the run and nobody want to, you know, be associated with the one who's on the run. Answer to me. I'm restless. Whether you and I are in trouble, or sometimes we're not trouble, but our mind and our soul cannot find rest. My encouragement to us is that when you and I feel restless, or we find ourselves in the habit of complaining, or mourning, or murmuring, whatever that is, we can cry out to God, give ear to me, give ear to my prayer, O God. Verse 3, because the noise of the enemy, because of the oppression of the wicked, for they drop trouble upon me. It's almost like a bomb, drop a trouble on me, and in anger they bear a grudge against me. My heart is in anguish within me. The terror of death have fallen upon me. Fear and trembling come upon me, and horror overwhelms me. And I say, oh, that I had wings like a dove, I would fly away, be at rest. This is a moment where David wanted to fly away. You know, there were probably, being honest, there were many moments in our life we just want to escape. You want to disappear. We just want to fly away in the jungle, in the desert, and just be alone. You and I, God created us, we need our quiet time. We need a time just to be ourselves with God. If you don't have that time, you and I will be in trouble. Trouble from the inside out, and that will bring trouble to others. So I encourage you find some rest. Even a quiet time, early morning or late at night, it's up to you. But we need our quiet time, our rest time with the Lord. And if we're in trouble, we can say like David, Lord, I wish I can fly far away. And here David comes to say, I will, I say that I have wind like the dove and could fly away, be at rest. And yes, I could wander far away. I could lodge in the wilderness. I would hurry to find a shelter. And from the raging wind of the tempest, I mean, like whatever the trouble we have, we need shelter. And the Lord is our refuge. The Lord is our ultimate shelter. Verse 9, destroy, O Lord, divide their tongue, and for I see violence and strife in the city. Day and night they go around it on its wall, and iniquity and trouble are within it. Ruin is in the midst. Oppression and fraud do not depart this from marketplace. For it is not an enemy who taunted me, then I could bear it. David said that if enemy can kind of taunt me and kind of mock me, I can bear it. But it is not an adversary who deal insolent with me, then I could hide from him. But it is you, O man, my equal companion, my familiar friend. This is a moment of betrayal. It seemed like David feel that, well, if the enemy attack, I can take it, but this is my friend, my equal companion, my familiar friend. Verse 14, we used to take sweet counsel together with God's house. We walk in the throne. This is when we can, equivalent is that there are friends in the church that we thought we can trust, that we thought we can, share, be vulnerable, and then it turn around. It slander us and mock us. It does not show any Christ likeness. This is where we can cry out to, like the psalmist, like David. Let that steal over them that go down to say, oh, alive, for evil in their dwelling place in their heart. David talked about the death of those of who committed evilness and wickedness toward David. Now, in the New Testament, as we live now, there's no room for us to ask God to punish those who oppose us. Because why? Because Christ has died for both the righteous and the wicked. And by the way, everybody is a sinner. So he died for both of those your opposer, the people who attack you. So in the New Testament context, we need to cry out, to ask God to forgive even so-called our enemy. But verse 16 here, but I call to God, and the Lord will save me. Evening and morning and at noon I utter my complaint and mourn, and he hears my voice. He redeemed my soul in safety from the battle that I wage, for many are array against me. God will give ear and humble them, he who is enthroned from of all, because they do not change and do not fear God. My companion, verse 20, stretched out his hand against his friend. He violated his covenant. His speech was smooth as butter, yet war was in his heart. His word was softer than oil, and yet they were drawn sore. This is a friend that we probably find in life that is so smooth talk before our face, but there will be sword and knife and dagger. They plunge into our heart behind our back. Therefore, verse 22, this is the key verse. Cast your burden, whatever that is, cast your burden on the Lord, and he will sustain you. The Lord will sustain you and me. He will never permit the righteous to be moved. I'm not talking about that the righteous will never face trouble. But he say here, God will never permit the righteous to be moved, meaning that to be destroyed, unless instead of staying on God's side with Jesus Christ, we decided to stay on the other side of the devil. But you, O God, will cast them down into the pit of destruction. Men of blood and treachery shall not live out half their day. I mean, we think about a day, maybe they still survive a day or half a month or a year, but talking about metaphorically speaking, they will not last. Why? Because God is the just judge. He will vindicate all of us. But I, the last line, but I will trust in you, O God. To summarize, whatever that we face in life, cast our burden on the Lord. He will sustain you and me. And that's my prayer and my hope. I will see you next time.